Hello, hello, hello. I'm back and debuting a new show here on the channel called Redacted Riffs. Basically, what we're doing here, I'm just gonna, for lack of a better term, hate on certain things I hate about a particular subject for a few minutes, Just, maybe piss some people off, give people a laugh, give some people something to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh my god, does AEW suck. I mean, seriously, this TV show has been on for, 3 years? And they still have really no clue how to do a live television program. Their camera cuts are terrible. The people don't know their cues. It's amateur hour. Hey, Tony Khan, why don't you take some of Daddy's money that you're spending on these untalented, untrained cosplay wrestlers in WWE sloppy seconds and hire some people on the production side to actually know what the hell they're doing to make yourself look a little more professional. And speaking of professional, why is it so many of your wrestlers on television, on live TV, and in your media scrums, they're sitting here just basically wearing sweatpants and ratty t-shirts and just basically looking like a bunch of schlubs who just sleep on their mom's couch? And, I mean, would it kill them to put on a pair of slacks, maybe a decent pair of jeans most of the time, and look halfway professional like they're supposed to be, like a professional wrestler? I mean, would that kill them to, dress for a little bit of success? I'm not saying they have to be, all decked out in a suit like Ric Flair or whatever, be, custom made from head to toe. But I mean, my God, a decent pair of slacks. I mean, good God, throw a pair of Dockers in your bag. And also, in terms of talking professionally, why is it so many people on your roster during live TV shows and in media scrums? It's always bitch this, shit that, damn, fuck, all this stuff. Like, they don't know how to cut a promo, and it just sounds tacky and lowbrow and low rent, which basically AEW appeals to the lowest common denominator of pro wrestling. I mean, pro wrestling in general, the bar is about as low as it's ever been. I mean, it's terrible. Wrestling right now is worse than it was in, 94, 95. That's pretty bad. Like, people who think that this is, the best wrestling ever, you probably, 17 years old and you weren't even alive when wrestling was good. But, I mean, that's would it kill you to be a little more professional? I mean, obviously, look at the way Tony Khan talks and the way he dresses and the way he acts. He's the boss and the guy signing the paycheck, so if he acts like a complete, total clown, they can too. And some of the wrestlers on that show, hey, Adam Cole, you think maybe you can get a tan and lift some weights a little bit? I mean, your girlfriend looks more like a man than you do. And Ref Aubrey, whatever the hell your name is, I don't know if anyone's told you, but you're not supposed to make yourself the focal point of the match. No one cares about your long horse face in every shot, okay? Just referee the match and let the wrestlers do their thing, okay? It's terrible. And speaking of, the previously mentioned WWE sloppy seconds, why is it so many of these guys that were in WWE under the WWE banner, whether it be on the main roster or NXT, who looked like they were just the cock and the walk in WWE, and they get to AEW and they completely forget how to wrestle? I mean, they can't even throw a basic punch in AEW. That the standards of performance are so low in AEW that, a guy like Claudio or Cesaro, how many times did he look like a world beater in WWE in the ring? Very few people could match him in the ring. He was that good. But you watch him in that blood and guts match, he doesn't know how to throw a punch. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's just terrible. And John Moxley's the same way. I mean, I was a huge fan of Dean Ambrose. I hate John Moxley. John Moxley is just, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's weird because John Moxley is basically who he is in real life, but it doesn't seem genuine at all. And another thing, quit licensing stupid music, Tony Khan. I mean, you have John Moxley coming through the crowd to Wild Thing by Joan freaking Jett. Now, I don't know if it's Joan Jett actually singing this version of it. Sounds like it, but it might not be. But a grown man who's supposed to be a badass world champion for your company coming out to a Joan Jett song? No. Okay, that could work for... Now, that would work for Ronda Rousey. That would be better than Bad Reputation, but it's the same thing. But Wild Thing, if you're going to have Wild Thing for someone in your company, it should be someone like Chris Statlander. Something like that. But, what do I know? I'm just a person who's been watching wrestling for, 30 plus years, and I know enough about it to know what's good and what's not. And nothing in AEW is good, really. Except for Wardlow, and you'll screw that up. You're already screwing up MJF. But I don't get why people love this company so much. And why people hate Tony Khan as some kind of genius. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. He can't book a coherent show. He can't. It's terrible. That Blood and Guts match, that was the worst War Games match, worst booked War Games match ever. And yes, it was a War Games match. Okay, they call it Blood and Guts, but it was their take on War Games. And having that on free TV is stupid. Putting a guy like Jericho and all those people, and like Jericho, he's a name, but he is way past his prime. Although credit where credit's due, Jericho, he's got with the hair weave, and he's gotten himself in shape. He looks a lot better than he did. But like the rest of the people, pretty much in that match, I mean, Claudio looked completely out of shape and disinterested and everything. Jake Hager is terrible, and the other people in that match, I don't even know who the hell they are because no one knows who they are. I don't know who they are. Dante Martin, I don't know who that is. He sucks. It's terrible. And speaking of one of the participants in that Blood and Guts match, I don't understand the appeal of Eddie Kingston. Can someone please tell me the appeal of Eddie Kingston? I don't get it. Okay, the guy is the only thing I think of is why people love him so much is because he looks like a guy who lives in his mom's basement and works at the Jack in the Box at the drive-thru. Some fat, out-of-shape schlub who thinks he's a pro wrestler. And he gives, that's pretty much the core audience of AEW. So it kind of gives them someone to root for and think, if he can do it, I can do it. And it gives them hope. Maybe that's what it is, because it's not for looks, it's not for talent. And I guess he can cut a decent promo, but... And of course, every time Kingston's out there and Taz is on commentary, he's always talking about, oh yeah, tough New Yorkers. Yeah, we're all tough New Yorkers, man. Yeah, you're a tough New Yorker. Didn't Rob Van Dam bitch slap you in front of the locker room in ECW and you did nothing about it? You ain't shit, Taz. You're a midget. Always been a midget. Overrated. And your son is an idiot. Period. So like I said, AEW sucks. I could go on forever. I really could. The booking is terrible. The match quality is terrible. It's just basically a bunch of gymnastics. You've got your stars just all your big superstars just say shit and piss and ass and everything on television all the time just because they can. It has nothing to do with pushing the storyline or edgier content. They're just doing it because they can. It's just like Kenny Omega asking Don Callis to 69 him in the middle of the ring when he was a world champion. That's real cutting edge television there. I could go on forever, people. I really could. This company is terrible. I could go for hours about how everything bad about this company, but I think I'll just end this video on this one last note. Danhausen, please go away. When I first saw you, I could have swore you were just a Make-A-Wish kid that Tony Khan was helping out. But I guess you're technically a wrestler, which I've seen you in the ring. You can't wrestle worth a damn. You look like shit. You look like a 12-year-old cosplayer. So just stick to YouTube and comic book conventions. Don't wrestle with the big boys because you can't do it. So I'm sure I've pissed off all you AEW fans. And to be fair, before all you people still live with your moms and have her cut your meat for you, get all pissed off, try to find out where I live and come and threaten me and all that stuff you do because you're pathetic, because it's wrestling, yet you get that personal with it. The WWE isn't much better, and they're next on my list, so I'll get to them in due time. But for now, AEW sucks. Get over it. It's a terrible company. They're nothing. It's garbage. It's just an indie show with a high budget. That's all it is.